Hey, what up, world? You're listening to the world famous Double
Mhm.
AO. It's your man Buckeye B.
Yes, sir.
I'm Demo, and we're coming to you live from the Southwest, from the Southwest OH. That is
hmm
long time coming back around on you, man. So here he is, and here it goes. That's your man Buckeye B, man. What you think about what's happening, man? We got quite a few things jumping off, man. So we're trying to at least touch on some, a little bit of everything, if you will. But shit, man, we got the start of the NBA season. That's probably the best place to start, man. Gives us a nice little
Yes, sir.
transcript pivot point.
Nah, that's a fact, man. Buckeye B back in the building. Like you said, the world famous Double AO, or you can call us the world famous Ohio State Buckeyes. Pugilist Prop Bet, Pugilist Sports Radio. My boy Demo on the ones and twos. We back at it with another banging episode, man. Pause. But nah, man, we get into it. It's been a crazy last few weeks in sports, man. Everything starting to all come together. Of course, we got football hitting on all cylinders, and NBA just started this week. And then, of course, World Series tonight as well. I saw to the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, man. I ain't been there in a minute. Good to see them back in the fold. But honestly, I think the Dodgers gonna take it again, man. Otani just something different, man. Something we never seen. And speaking of something we never seen, man, let's dive into this NBA, man. Let's talk about this boy, Victor Wembanyama. That boy is something different. Best player in the league in my eyes, man. He definitely did some work in the off season. Not sure who he trained with. I heard it was some rumblings. We did some work with a little bit of everybody back in the day, from a king to a few guards. I can't put my hand on the guards right off the head, but he looked wonderful, man. Masterful piece by him. I think it was Wednesday night. That actually was an opening night, but they played against the Dallas Mavericks. And going into that game, man, I thought the Mavericks, I ain't gonna lie, I picked the Spurs to win just because the Mavericks, I think they're experimenting with their point guard position in their lineup. Obviously, they don't have Kyrie Irving, but we seen they're experimenting, man. We seen that it was a little rusty with trying to move Cooper Flag into the point guard role. And we obviously seen, don't get me wrong, Cooper Flags is probably going to be one of the best players in the NBA in the future, but we seen that's not his position. But they wouldn't be able to facilitate the offense. And he looked, I don't know what to think, man. I don't know if I like Big AD. I like Slim Trim AD. That's what I'm going to call him. But he looked solid. I guess he wanted to put on some muscle to take a little bit more pounding, pause, what's going on down low, and try to stay a little bit more healthier. But I just like Slim AD running up and down the court, protecting the rim, blocking the shots. But back to my boy Victor, man. He was toying around with AD, man. He was out there just doing any and everything, and I've never seen nothing like it, man. Shouts out to the King, shouts out to LeBron. I thought we'd never see somebody like LeBron, but we've never seen nobody like Victor, man. 7'7", 7'6", or whatever you want to call it, out there hand on the ball like Kyrie. You feel me? Getting to the cup, dunking on you like Shaq. He having his way, bro. Doing whatever he want, man. So it was super exciting to see him. He dropped 40 in his debut, and I think the Spurs, man, they on their way. They definitely got the one with that pick, man. They lucked up again. They had Duncan. They had the Duncan there. Now it's the Wimbiana era, man. And I'm here for it, and I'm excited to see it, man. So, did you see any of that game, or did you see any highlights? What's your thoughts on Big Victor, man? I gotta figure out a nickname for him, man. I don't know if he got one yet, but that boy destined for greatness, man. To me, the best player in the NBA right now, for sure.
I'm hearing a lot of the same thing. I did not watch it. I didn't watch anything. I've heard all of the analyst feedback, their takeaways from it, man. And man, everything that I'm hearing was basically in line with what you're saying, man. Stuff that I've read. Let's talk about the physical and the mental transformation. Some of that same stuff that you just talked about, off-season work, and I guess what sophomore year, second year player, still rookie in the league, and there's always an adjustment. And if he's been working with who you say possibly, and obviously he's been doing work. He's right on track, right on pace, and I think that it seems like he's gonna live up to the hype, kind of something like how LeBron did. We're coming into it, man, and he delivered hook, line, sinker, as they say, man. It's definitely going to be interesting because the NBA is going through this point right now where it's like they have to transition and start like showcasing and marketing their newer stars. Guys like this, Cooper Flag, it makes it easy because they're coming in the league with supreme talent. But they're at an interesting point, man. So it looks like moving forward, like I guess you talked about it, just that whole, I don't want to say phenom, that unicorn type, haven't seen before, never seen before, once in a lifetime. It's probably the best way to say it. Type of player. It's good that we're going to see probably another, possibly two or three more once in a lifetime players within our lifetime. The NBA, man, has always been stacked with talent, and also I guess they've been going through this little PR battle. Maybe they've been stepping on their own toes. They got this thing going on now, so that doesn't help. But I think that sustainability wise, they're going to continue to expand, and we will see a lot more overseas European players coming into the league. So they're going to start plucking and scouting for guys like Wembanyama, man, that are coming out of that system, man, that were basketball academies. You know what I'm saying? So he's a product of that. I love it because it's good for the sport. And NBA, I think, just by nature, has always been more of an international sport that's accepted versus what you see the NFL trying to expand over into Europe, man. So they're just really now, even though they've been doing it for a little bit, they're really now chiseling into that, man. But the NBA is positioned to take more of a global, I would say, hold of the game. And again, guys like this come up from overseas that just strengthens that, man. Looking forward to seeing what
no
he's gonna
doubt.
do.
No doubt. I think you hit the nail on the head with the NBA, with their global thing. Honestly, though, it's a little different though for 'em at this time. At this point in time, we've always seen in the NBA those American stars, starting from Joe, even going further back as I'll just start from my era, from the players I've recognized. I guess I can go as far as back as Magic, Bird, Isaiah. Then you had Jordan, Barkley, Malone, and then transitioning into Shaq, Kobe, T Mac, Vince Carter. And then we had obviously LeBron, Melo, KD, Steph. So now it's a little different in the NBA, man. We're transitioning into that global stage. Because I can't even think of who's the best, or I'm gonna just put it like this: the top 3 or the top 4 NBA players right now are global players. You got Luka, you got Giannis, and now we got Wemby. You know what I'm saying? So it's great for the overall sport and the global aspect of things. But honestly, I don't know how to feel about it because damn, like what is we doing over here with the college game, and is we developing our players to where they need to be? Do we need to take a page out of the global method? Do we need to start allowing? Because I think I just seen something recently, not to get off topic a little bit, but I seen that it was a player recently that was playing in the G League. He never went to high school. He just went straight to the G League somehow. I need to do more information look up more information on that. But apparently he skipped high school, went to the G League, played I guess a year, and now he's able to play in college. And I guess I can't remember what college he's going to, but I guess Tom Izzo had a lot to say and wasn't happy with it, and saying how can he play against NBA players, or not necessarily NBA, but I guess you can say NBA players, professional players, and then still be allowed to play in college. But honestly, man, I disagree with Tom Izzo. I don't disagree with him because I guess he was saying NCAA needs to have some type of rule in place to where, okay, are we going to allow professional players to play in college or are we not? But what I think moving forward, they should be able to do is, if they don't want to go to high school, go to college, go to the G League for a year, test it out, and then they should still allow them to go to college, man. I feel like that's better development. In my eyes, sometimes these kids come out of high school and they're professional ready, but not NBA ready, if that makes sense. Like their game doesn't constitute college ball. It's more or less a professional game, but they're not ready to get put in that NBA circle, if that makes sense. So I hope the NBA and NCAA can figure it out. The NCAA been dropping the ball on a lot of shit lately, man. And I'm done with the whole NCAA thing. I love college games, though. That's my favorite sports. That's what I'm a fan of. Obviously, Ohio State, North Carolina. So I love the college game, but I think the NCAA needs to figure out and start getting control of what's going on, especially with all this meal deal stuff and everything else. But getting back to the NBA, man, yeah, I just feel like it's been a global takeover, man. So shouts out to Wemby and shouts out to what he has moving forward, man. I think he's destined for greatness, and I hope they make the playoffs because I want to see what kind of a player he turns into when we get to the playoffs, man. Is he gonna have that clutch gene? Because right now honestly he's just better than everybody. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna see once the playoffs start, when the game slows down, what he really can truly do. That's my take on that. I don't know if you have any comments. I was gonna talk a little bit about the actual opening night games, but go ahead, Demo.
I thought it was that was a nice transition into the NIL, and then with the G League. Now I hadn't heard specifically about his comments and what he was commenting about. I did hear the comment, but I didn't know the backstory on that. So I really need to do some more. I need to do some research on that. But based on from what you was telling me here just now, it seems like I would say because of the NIL stuff that it has made college basketball essentially it is a professional league because now you can get paid. I would say as a contractor or somebody as a spokesman, any kind of endorsement type of deal. So it puts the college basketball sphere. And it's almost to the point to where we have to start looking at, in order to correct itself, it has to start moving away from the NCAA and be its own governing body. So I'm not sure on that. I have to think a little bit more on what I'm trying to say with that. But I think because of the aspect of players able to get paid, it puts it on the same level as the G League per se, where it's this kind of amateur, semi-pro slash feeder system, if you will. And it's one of those things that they open up all these cans of worms with this NIL stuff, and because situations have to play out through the years, there's some scenarios that are unprecedented that we don't have an answer for. We just have to everything has to fall out and play out the way it's supposed to. So that's going to be interesting. There's a lot of things, factors, and components and little sub-components of that whole situation where it's going to be interesting to watch it play out over the years, man. And it's something that I'm going to look into, and then I think we should probably address that next week just a little bit more from an information gathering perspective on both sides, man. So that's a thrilling topic. It's going to be a topic that keeps on giving. And I want to get back to the NBA, but that was key, and I appreciate you bringing that up, and I'm going to look into that some more, man.
Nah, facts. But yeah, man, transitioning into actual opening night, man, with the Rockets against OKC, man. That was probably one of the best. I ain't even gonna say that, man, because I dropped the ball yesterday. Because, like I said, when NBA kicks off, bro, it's back to back. And I dropped the ball last night. I'm still in NFL mode, and I'm watching that shitty ass Minnesota and Charger game, and I look up, it's damn near 12 o'clock. I done missed another overtime game, and I missed two overtime games. But get back to Wednesday night, OKC and Houston had a banger, man. Went in the double overtime. Shea Gilch, SGA is a mother, and that's what I'm saying. My bad, SGA. I forgot you international too. You from the six, like that boy Drake say, six God. You feel me? You probably, if not the best, one of the best international players we've had in a while, man. So shouts out to SGA, man. He got that dog in him, bro. Like, I seen him when he was at Kentucky, and I was a little sketchy on him because he had game. Don't get me wrong, but I really wasn't impressed with like his shooting ability. But when he got to the league, bro, the Clippers once again, I'm gonna start calling them the Flippers. They dropped the ball because they drafted him. They drafted SGA, and they said, okay, we're going to give up on SGA to go get Paul George. To me, at that point, when they got Paul George, he was slightly in his prime still, but he had that major injury. So it was just like, I understood the move at the time because they wanted to pair him with Kawhi, and they thought that was going to be the best way to handle the Lakers. But I feel like they should have stuck with the young fella, man. And obviously, you see that what that boy doing in OKC. He didn't want him a ring. I think that was only his third or fourth year being in OKC. Maybe I can't remember how long he's been in Oklahoma City, but he won him a ring last year, man. And this year he's off to a hell of a start. Him and KD was going toe for toe, but not for real. Because I was a little disappointed in KD, man. I don't know if he's showing his age but KD started off hot. But then that fourth quarter and those two overtimes, bro, he wasn't the same Durantula that I'm used to. He wasn't demanding the ball. He wasn't in kill mode. I don't know. It could have been first game, but KD's a vet, man. He should know what to expect. This ain't his first rodeo, but he could have been tired. You know what I'm saying? But shouts out to another international player. I know I'm gonna say his name right, but so I'm just say his last name. Saragoon, the big man for Houston, man. He went him. If anybody was going toe for toe with SGA, it was him. I think he had 39 points. SGA had 33 or something like that. But they were both going back and forth. Like I said, was real disappointed with KD's the way he ended that game. But to be honest, man, Houston trying to do the same thing Dallas did, man. They trying to figure out the point guard thing. They decided to put A-Man Thompson at point guard, which is he's another phenom out of the G League. Was going to be a hell of a player, but he's not a point guard. He can guard your point guard or your best player, but he's not a point guard. Obviously, they took a big hit with losing Fred VanVleet to a torn ACL right before the season. Honestly, bro, I think Houston going to struggle, man, this year. They'll probably figure it out, but I think ultimately they're going to have to go find a point guard. I don't know if is Chris Paul still out there? I got to do some research. Did he sign with a team? I can't remember exactly.
I just heard some about Chris Paul, but I don't know right now. I can look it up real quick while you're moving on.
Okay, yeah. If Chris Paul is still out there, you immediately have to go get Chris Paul. Like he's the best player. He would be the best fit for that team, being able to facilitate, get them organized and where they need to be. But Houston still fought in that game. Like I said, Saragoon and SGA going back and forth. Ended up being OKC winning in double overtime. Huge game. And then after that game, it was Golden State and the Lakers. I think the Lakers are going to struggle till they get the king back. Or they need some help, period, man. Like, I was never impressed with the DeAndre Ayton pickup. I don't like DeAndre Ayton's game. He's solid, but he's not what the Lakers need. He's too soft for me. He's not it, bro. Obviously, Luka went crazy. Tried to put the team on his back, 43 points. Definitely did his thing. But yeah, man, SGA, man, moving forward, bro. He a problem, man. I'm going to jump to last night against the Pacers, and I'm disappointed, man. I cheated myself not deciding. I really didn't. One of my homies was telling me that he was going to the game about a month ago, and I really didn't think too much about going, but I slept on it, bro. I definitely should have tried to go to that game in Indy, bro, because that was another banger. I think they went in double overtime again, I want to say, or it might have just been overtime. But SGA with another crazy performance, bro. He had 55 points. And then the Pacers looked a lot better than I thought they would. Honestly, the Pacers, I don't think they'll lose a huge beat with Halliburton because they still have everything in place. And Pascal Siakam is still a legitimate scorer in this league and still can take over. Halliburton wasn't really that takeover type of scoring, I'm going to go give you 40. He can do that, but that's not his game. He's more facilitating, hit big shots when you need to. But I think the Pacers are going to surprise some people this year, man. They still got good defensive presence with the players they got. So I think they can finish top 5 in the East. I don't know if they'll be able to win their division, but the East slow right now, man. So we'll see what happens, man. And I don't know if you've seen any NBA this week or you know what's going on, but holla at me what you think.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I'm still trying to get used to that new schedule, and I put in for a bid. They got a sheet out, man, but the hours, man, it really cuts me out of a lot of stuff that I've been privy to for so many years, man. Like even coming in at 2 hours later, which I was doing for a long time. I was still open to most things. But at 10 o'clock, I didn't realize how much I miss out. Like that game in the middle of stuff heating up last night, I got to get up, you know what I'm saying, start get myself together to go pick some cotton, man. But now I haven't. I'm always hearing the sports, the updates, the highlights. I got a feed. I get thousands of fucking sports stuff a day, man. To be honest with you, it's sick. But I am looking forward to a lot of it, man. Now I just know that I guess that big story, and I'm not going to transition to that until you want to transition to that. But we got to talk about it, the betting stuff, and I do definitely just want to touch on maybe some of the things that sports gambling probably. I guess that opens up some doors, some cans of worms as well, like the NIL stuff, man. But got a
No, for
lot of
sure.
that going on. I did see that Chris Paul, and I remember hearing that back in the summer that he went back to the Clippers. So he actually
Okay.
plays for them. I pulled that up on the
Okay.
screen. I didn't know if you had a
Okay.
chance to
Okay.
see it.
Yeah,
or not,
you're right. He did go to the Clippers. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, and I guess like you brought him up, and you were making a comparison with Houston and Dallas with KD, and was that what you said? Wasn't that who you were talking
Yeah, I'm
about?
basically saying Houston is and Dallas are in the same spot. They don't have a point guard right now. Both teams' point guards are hurt. Van Fleet's out for the season, and Kyrie's out for half the season. So they're trying to figure out what they want to do, and they tried to do this big lineup. Which, don't get me wrong, big lineups are always good in the NBA. But when you don't have a facilitator out there controlling the tempo, getting people in place, getting people to their spots. I don't care how big your lineup is.
Let me ask you this: while you're right there, so went through that trend of, I would say, warrior type of style of basketball. People call it small ball, whatever. Where do you think we're at now with the NBA? Where do you see the game overall? Is it shifting back to the big man game because of Wembanyama? Is it going to be a traditional because of the movements and the agility of today's big men? So it's more of a slightly different type of game? Like, where you see it going as far as style of play?
It's slightly different because I think they're shifting back to big man play. But these bigs are bigs you've never seen before. You haven't seen Shaq, fucking Hakeem, Patrick Ewing, Tim Duncan. You ain't seen them be able to. I don't know if you've seen them highlights, bro, but go watch the highlights against what Victor did against Dallas, bro. He had KD on the top of the key. He hit him with the hezzy. He took it behind his back, crossed him over. Then he did a step back three, Steph Curry style for the and 1 4-point play, bro. Look that highlight up, bro. You gonna say, whoa. Like, I ain't never seen no shit before that, bro. And we ain't talking some big man, they handles be janky a little bit. Nah, bro. This nigga look like a point guard out there, bro, with how he was handling the rock. And then he too big, like he don't have to jump to dunk for real. Like, he's way too big. Nobody can stop him. Like, he literally made AD look like a little kid out there, bro. Like, AD had nothing for Wembanyama, bro. So to get back to your point, I think it's transitioning back, but at the same token, it's ball we've never seen before.
70% of his buckets are dunks.
Oh, okay, you playing the highlights. But yeah, man, like, it's something I've never seen before, bro. It's gonna be crazy. How I'm excited to see how it's gonna look moving forward. So yeah, that's my take on that. I had something else, but I forgot where I was going with it.
Can you see what's on the screen right now?
He gonna be at the top of the key soon. I think it's coming. But see, look at him, man. He out there toying with AD, bro. AD don't know what to do. Look at him, bro. Just looking like a guard out there.
He is.
You feel me? Like, we ain't never seen no shit. He's 7'6", bro.
Yeah.
Like, we ain't never seen no shit. Look at this. Come here, AD. You too little. Look, come here. And AD like, man, what the fuck is going on, bro? Look at this shit. Come here. Give me that. Give me that. Too little. Was this it? Oh, nah, that wasn't it. Look at him. No look. Give me that. Give me some. Out there playing point guard out there. Too little. Give me that. Give me that. I think this might be it. This it. Oh, he was against Live. It was crossover. Step back. Hey, bro. Look at him. Come here. Come here, AD. Too little, bro. You too little. Too little,
Damn.
bro. Told you, bro. Hey, have you seen anything like that? Shaq want to say Bo. I don't know if you hit the Bo, but don't get me wrong. Bo kind of reminds you, but he ain't Victor.
No,
He's not Victor.
Not at all.
He's not Victor, bro.
Close, but there's still a big gap there.
Right, they got the same concept of game, but he ain't Victor. Bro, I ain't never seen no shit like that before, bro. Don't get me wrong. Coming into the game, I'm like, okay, I'm going to see what Victor got for us, see if he got better. But not only has he gotten better, he got that dog and killer in him now. Like, he wasn't shying away from nothing. Like, when I watched the Olympics last year or the year before last? Was it last summer? It might have been 2 summers ago. Not this past summer, but the summer before last, when they played USA in the finals. He looked a little timid out there, but he don't look timid no more. So I think Victor, man, he gonna be a problem, bro. So him and I can't wait to see them go up against OKC. Him and SGA definitely gonna have some battles, man. What I want to talk about. I was also excited to see the new NBA schedule, man. I didn't know, basically, might as well say ESPN bought the rights to Inside the NBA. Like, it's definitely the same show. I thought it was gonna be they gonna have put their little twist to it. Nah, it's the same thing. It's just ESPN on the screen, like the same music, everything. But I also was excited to see NBA back on NBC. Shouts out to Melo for being a little different, man. Everybody had suits. Melo, fuck that. Bron had tweeted something like, Melo definitely said no suits in the contract. Which I thought was funny. But nah, they look good up there. I think it was Vince Carter, T-Mac, and Carmelo. Then I thought they was going to implement Michael Jeffrey in there, but he would always want to be on some standalone shit. So I guess they're going to do a segment at each halftime where they talk to Michael. I thought he was going to be live and he was going to be putting his input on the game, but I should have known, like, Michael wants his own grand stage. I don't know if you've seen the NBC joint, but at halftime, they basically interviewed Mike. So I guess that's going to be a thing at half. We'll see if it changes, but at halftime, Mike Tirico, he interviewed Michael Jordan for their little halftime segment. So I guess that's going to be their thing. So we'll see. I'm curious to see how it goes next week. And then tonight, we got NBA on Prime, which is different, man. Okay. When I was watching the NFL game yesterday, they showed who was going to be on their broadcast. I think it was Udonis Haslem, Dirk. I forget. It was like 2 other players, so I can't remember offhand right now. But I'm excited to see what basketball looks like on Prime as well tomorrow. NBA got a good slate moving forward. NBC, ESPN, and Prime. So I'm excited to see how that shakes out, bro.
Hey, that's a huge being with that Amazon Connect. I think they'll do. Obviously, they're gonna add and improve as they go, like they have done with the NFL. And I don't have a problem with the NFL even from the very beginning, because I understood it was in that embryonic stage or whatever. But this is progressed now. Though one complaint I do have is they always show Richard Sherman and the sister lady. They always show them in the chicken commercials. And I don't like that. That seems like the same old stuff, man. But other than that, I don't really have no complaints about as far as the actual production and the finished product or whatever. So I think that's going to be huge. And again, and we talked about this, man, and even some of my motivation now, I can never compete with them on that level, but this is where eventually, and a lot of people saw that this is where stuff is going with sports, man. And so a lot of stuff is going to be like subscription viewing type stuff. Get ready to have 8, 9 viewing apps locked in on your phone or on your TV at the house or whatever. That's cool. So I am interested in seeing how that turns out. Now, how many games are they going to be playing on Prime? Because I know there's a negotiated amount as far as through the year. Is it?
I'm not too sure. I'm not. Excuse me. I'm not too sure exactly, but I think it's going to be like a Friday night slate. I think they're going to have a doubleheader each Friday. At least that's what it is tonight. And then I looked at it for the next 2 weeks moving forward, like on the NBA schedule. I think that's how it's going to be. Like, I think that's going to be their slotted of games on Fridays. They're gonna have a 7:30 or 8 o'clock game, and then they're gonna have the night game, a doubleheader thing on Friday nights. And I think ESPN is going to have, at least how it shaked out this week. Tuesday was NBC slate. Now I know it's going to fluctuate because it always does. But Tuesdays, NBA had their slated doubleheader. Then Wednesday and Thursday, ESPN had their doubleheader slate, and then Friday, Prime has their slate tonight. So I'm sure it's going to fluctuate throughout the season, but I think those are the three key networks that's going to take over and how to be televising the NBA.
Yeah, so right here, it's
probably along with ABC.
The basic breakdown is going to be on Prime. There's going to be 66 regular season games.
Okay.
Often on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. I think you said that there's going to be the NBA Cup, all knockout round games, including the semifinals and the championship. Is going to be on Prime. The play-in tournament, all 6 games, exclusively on Prime Video.
Okay,
playoffs,
nice.
about 1/3 of the games in the first 2 rounds, and that's the playoffs. And conference finals, 1 series per season for 6 of 11 years of their agreement.
And I actually, not to cut you off, I actually don't mind these games on these apps because when you're watching it, the apps show it a little clearer to me than when I'm watching Spectrum or any. I got Spectrum, so I can only speak for Spectrum. I'm not sure what you have. You have Spectrum, DirecTV, or whatever. But with all these major cable networks switching over to streaming, these games on these apps, like when I watch Ohio State game on Peacock or when I watch Thursday Night Football on Prime, like the game is a hell of a lot clearer than from when I watch it on fucking Spectrum. So I don't mind these games on these apps, man. Don't get me wrong. It's just a little different with everybody having to subscribe and be subscribers. But I'm cool with it, man. So I'm excited for what it has to offer moving forward.
Hey, real quick, just somewhat way off topic, but still with the streaming thing. What'd you think about the boxing stuff that they're showing on Netflix? How you think that production, as far as viewing wise, did you watch Bud and Canelo?
Oh, you said Netflix? Boxing? Yeah, I like that a lot, man.
You like that there too?
I think what the Turkey dude is doing, he's changing the face of boxing a little bit. I don't think all I think you have to be under that ring. Is it called ring? Is that his thing? If you're under that ring thing with Turkey's promoting, I think all the fights are free. But I think PBC is still charging for fights pay-per-view wise. But that ring thing that Turkey's doing, man, yeah, I loved it. Wasn't no issues. Everything was clear, and it was free. Obviously, you had to be a subscriber. But what Prime did with the PBC, with the Tank Davis fights, you had to be a subscriber, but you also had to pay for the fight. I think what Turkey did with Netflix, okay, if you're already a subscriber, we're going to make this free for you. And then I think Netflix, they also allow their viewers, I think, to view it on multiple TV. I think Prime only lets you do it for two TVs or some shit like that, which is crazy. They need to fix that. But other than that, man, I'm excited with seeing it on these apps, bro, to be honest.
And I guess I was going to, the streaming app, so now it's killing the pay-per-view model, which I don't mind that, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
The UFC, for example, they just did signed a deal with Paramount.
Oh, okay.
And the way that I believe that's going to be structured is the same as what we're talking about. As long as you're a subscriber, you're going to be able to check all that out, but they're not going to typically historically pay-per-view events. I think it's all going to be on subscribe now. Like I said, that pay-per-view model might be dying, man. So it's interesting where we're at now with a bunch of stuff that used to be considered we don't do that now. But now you can get online and gamble. You can get online and get weed. You can get online and do this and everything that they're doing with the TV and the streaming, man. Like that shit's we're in a crazy place right now, and it's happening right before us. So I don't think we're really taking it all in or seeing what's happening, but. At some point, we'll look back and we'll realize how serious of a time this is with everything, all these transitions. But sorry about that, man. Go ahead and continue.
That's actually a perfect segue into the gambling scheme, man. This gambling scheme we got going on with the NBA, man, and I think it's crazy serious right now with the FBI involved. Obviously, they had nobody heard the news. They had this 2-year-long investigation going on into the NBA with betting scandal and even as serious as the Mafia being involved, man, which is pretty crazy. But only thing I didn't understand, and the NBA needs to shed some more light on it. Like they did some investigations into Terry Rozier and they cleared him, and then Months later, he gets tied into the FBI with this thing. I seen Brian Windhorst come on last night saying that the NBA doesn't have what the FBI has. They don't have the things that they can look into, connections or whatever. The FBI can tap into this, tap into that. NBA can only do so much, but honestly, it makes the NBA look bad, bro. It really does. And I just think this betting thing is gonna get out of control with these players being able to say, "Look, make a simple phone call. Look, bro, I'm about to be on some bullshit tonight. Go ahead and put the bag on me and let's get paid." You know what I'm saying? And I think every sport has been doing it, man. Just the FBI got involved, and I think the FBI maybe only got involved because the Mafia was involved with it. But I'm still curious to see what's going on with this, because if the Mafia was truly involved, I don't understand why aren't those people who are involved Mafia style are getting their face shown on TV. You go after Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier. Don't get me wrong, they're NBA commodities, but they're not big fish. You would say. Don't get me wrong, Chauncey Billups is a Hall of Famer, but Terry Rozier, like, really? That's the only people you could have offered us? Like, you couldn't dive in and say actually who it was. So I'm a little curious, man, as to what comes out more about this, but it definitely doesn't look good on the NBA, and it's a stand on the NBA. And even people are saying, like, they feel like it should be a Pete Rose thing with Chauncey Billups. Like, he should be banned or have to give up his Hall of Fame and be banned from the NBA. So I see where it's going, because it's crazy. I've never seen, maybe you have, but I've never seen a player or a coach being a coach or playing in season and being arrested for something like of this nature, bro. It's especially a head coach. Now, NBA players we've seen, but I've never seen a head coach the night before they get arrested the morning of. That shit crazy, bro.
Hey,
What you think about it?
yeah, so it's really bad because it's your worst, the NBA and sports league period. It's your worst fear realizes that one of your actual player or coaches is actually been compromised by a criminal element versus I'm just placing a bet and I shouldn't be doing that and I'm getting paid because it's a bad look. Whereas now we're saying like, hey, this person actually has this criminal element, air quote, because I don't know who the mafia is either. That's a really loose term. As far as I was concerned, or last time I checked, the mafia and the government, going both ways, had infiltrated all different levels of society anyway. So everybody's everywhere. So I don't know who the mafia is. It could be regular Joe looking guys, you know what I'm saying? But saying all that to say, it's your worst fear. Realize that you had this. Now I have to go back though, myself personally. I know on here, on this platform, on a couple different platforms, and just in regular conversation, I have mentioned to people the level of intrigue that is in that whistleblower podcast. On, you can find it on probably iHeartRadio, be the easiest one, but the whistleblower podcast where the guy who does it, shout out to him, I forgot his name, so apologies, but it's one of the best documentary podcasts I've ever heard because of the level of detail. And my point of it all was his stuff was fact based. It wasn't anything. There was obviously some opinion takeaways, but all based in facts and what was there and what was discovered. And so, at one point, and I guess at the end point of that investigation through the referees and all that, the FBI ended up. This is on the podcast. They ended up terminating the investigation because of the level of basically criminal stuff that was going on that they uncovered. If they were to expose it, they would not only it would get rid of the league, but it would also get rid of families, all the people who have livelihoods that are attached to it. So I'm just saying that to say, just that alone, I'm paraphrasing, but just that alone, you know what I'm saying? People really have to start understanding what's going on behind the scenes. So we're living in an era of disclosure where everything that happens is subject to go viral, you know what I'm saying? Just depending on how bad and obviously the timing of it. So it's a horrible look for Chauncey Billups because it just doesn't look good, man, outcome wise. I don't see how you're not, unless you're exonerated, acquitted on all charges and everything is wiped off you, but you still have that public opinion taboo stigma over you wherever you go from here on out. So, saying that to say it doesn't look good. Go ahead.
I just don't think this is the thing. I don't understand it, bro. I just don't think Chauncey Big Shot Billups orchestrated all of this, bro. Like now he might have had something to do, and that's the only frustrating part about it for me is he wasn't the one that started this. So why is he the main person that y'all showing and that y'all attacking? Like he might have had something to do with it, you know, allegedly.
He's the fall guy.
Nah, absolutely agree. He's the fall guy, but it's fucked up because it's like you talking about the Mafia, bro. You can't tell me Chauncey Billups bigger than the Mafia. You know what I'm saying? So why is it the Mafia getting plastered around the fucking TV screen? That's the only thing I don't understand. But also, just they talking about they use X-ray machines and bro, this crazy. Is the story gonna get crazy by the day, man? So I'm curious to see what actually comes out. Now, going to Terry Rozier, we seen highlights where it looked like, bro. I don't know if you can look, but we can probably find out another time. But it's some highlights, bro, that I seen on Instagram that he literally was shaving points, bro. Like it wasn't even close, and I couldn't even understand why the coach was keeping him in. Like it was a few turnovers that he literally purposely threw the ball to the other team, and it was just like, what's going on, bro? So Terry, I'm not surprised. I'm not sure if he had any dealings with that Mafia stuff either. But yeah, that's what these players doing now, man. They like, shit, we got to get paid too. That just goes to show you, man. It's the crazy time right now, bro. So go ahead.
And I was just gonna say, man, on that point, because also the Chauncey Billups and all that stuff's not the same. You're still talking about illegal dealings or whatever. But so Terry Rozier, he's the main example of, you know, your worst case realized as well.
Right.
Because say somebody like himself, that's all alleged, but until you see the video, the highlights and shit. But yeah, so if he's compromised, meaning, hey, I done lost 10 times with this bookie, and bookie gonna break my arm, break my neck, hurt my loved ones, do all that type of stuff.
Right.
Unless I do one fell swoop and get rid of all my debt. You know what I'm saying, with this book. So,
for sure.
Yeah, so I'm saying that to say, but then the Chauncey Billups aspect of it, not only is he what they're looking at him for, but then also, are you compromised? Are you? And so, and that's one of the things that they are looking at with him. Is a couple different times we sat as players and all that. So I'm saying all that to say, one person made the argument about it's good that it's regulated as much as it is professionally. That way that they can keep track and keep tabs on some players or people who do these kind of things that are supposed to compromise the athletes or whatever. So saying all that to say, this is all stuff that has to continue to play out. We're not.
Yeah, but it's just a lot of
just the tip of the iceberg.
It's a lot of holes in this thing, man. I think once gambling.
One more thing. If we start giving out all the details, what ends up happening is we find out that legit people are involved and they ain't as legit. So a lot of that stuff is to hide who's really behind shit that we don't really want to put the.
And even when Brian Windhorst came out and was talking about what he was talking about, he even said, like, the NBA said, look, we can't tell you our tactics. We understand that the FBI has more resources than us, but we're not about to sit here and tell you how we go about figuring these things out. So I think, like you said, bro, you will find out that it is some bigger people behind the scenes involved. I think ultimately with the Chauncey Billups thing, this is my take and then we can move on. I feel like he might have been in some poker games with some Mafia people. He might have lost some big time. He might have basically, short story long, he might have been in some debt. And he probably tried to figure out a way, look, how can I get myself out of this bullshit with these motherfucking Mafia niggas? And here you have it.
Hey,
I think that's kind of what.
And that's really like some Bernie Madoff type shit what they were doing. Not at that level, but damn it, same concept.
Nah, facts. So I think that's where it is with him. I don't think he purposely was like, look, I'm about to make millions of dollars off this shit. I think he was in some trouble and he tried to figure out the best way to get out of that shit. So I'm interested to see what comes about it. I'm not sure if the NBA has suspended him yet, or if you damn near pretty much have to either suspend him or what. I don't know what you're gonna do at this point. And I know he was able to get post bail or whatnot. I don't know if he even posted bail. I don't know if they was trying to keep him or whatever. But he's he's out of custody right now. I'm not sure if I don't know if Terry Rozier's out of custody, but as we seen Chauncey walking out, man, had the poo-poo face like, damn, I gotta deal with all these motherfucking cameras in my motherfucking face. This some bullshit. Bro.
Legal fees alone for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Unless he,
Facts.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because if he don't tell on people, roll on people, you know what I'm saying? If you was in a bad spot, which we were just speculating that, and that's how you got in this position, then now you're in an even worse spot. You know what I'm saying? Because any kind of revenue that you had, like on the legal platform, it's all been freeze. You're not gonna be able to access any of that. But it could. I don't want to, because I'm a Pistons fan. I don't want to see this happen to him. But it's not looking good for him, man. Just based on the strength. Even if he does beat it, you're gonna expend a lot of funds a lot of resources to do that, man.
Hoping for the best for him though, man, because I was a fan of Big Shot Chauncey, man. Big Shot Billups. You a Detroit fan? I used to love that announcer, man. He used to hype the Detroit basketball. Detroit basketball. I used to love all that shit back in the day. Yeah, man. I'm praying for the best for him. Facts. But if we can kind of transition in the NFL, man, and surprisingly, bro, let's just get straight to it, man. The Cincinnati Bengals, man, with Joe Flacco. I gotta figure out a nickname for him, man. But he arose from the dead, bro. He was like, y'all gave me the perfect offense to come in and goddamn it, showcase that I still got it, man. Shouts out to Flacco. And Thursday night, I went down to the tailgate, man. I don't even remember what happened, bro. I ain't gonna lie. If you ain't been down to the Cincinnati Bengals tailgate, I highly recommend you go, my boy, because it's a good time, man. Go in there, kick it. Some of the things I can't say on here, but it was a good time, man. I wanted to go to the game, the tickets were high, so I passed, but it was a great time. But the game was unbelievable, man. I predicted that the Bengals could rally around Flacco and get a win because they showed me a little something in that second half against Green Bay 2 weeks ago. Flacco got in a rhythm. He was able to get the ball out quick. Obviously, he can see over the line. He's 6'6". At the time, though, bro, I wasn't excited with the pick. I know we've been off for a little minute, so we didn't really get to go into detail because I thought Jameis would have been the guy. But now it's looking like Flacco was the best option. So the Bengals front office, kudos to them. We always bash them and kill them, but they definitely hit the nail on the head, right? At least for right now with this move. But don't get it twisted. I think Pittsburgh's a little overrated. The verdict's still out, but it's a step in the right direction with the Bengals and their offense. Now their defense, the defense been opportunistic, bro. But like I've always told people, bro, the Bengals will be opportunistic the whole motherfucking game. But when you need a stop, they're going to find a way to fuck it up. And I think at that point in time in that game, with the Steelers game, I told my homie when I was watching the game, actually it was my kids. Damn, I was watching the game with my kids. So I actually told them, I said, whoever had the ball last is going to win the game. Obviously, Pittsburgh had the ball last. Had a ball with, 20 seconds, so you really can't count that. But whoever had the last drive was going to win the game. It was the Bengals, bro. It was a classic shootout on Thursday night. The Uncle Bowl is what people was calling it, man. So it was good to see Aaron Rodgers and Flacco tap into their younger self and go at it, man. So I was excited to see what happened, man. But shouts out to all the Who They Nation and the Bengals. I'm an honorary member of Who They Nation. I fuck with the Bengals, but my heart ain't in it. But you know how the Bengals fans get, man. You give them an inch, they gonna take about 10,000 miles, bro. They think they're going back to the Super Bowl now, which is crazy. But we gonna see, man. You being a diehard Bengal fan, though, what was your thoughts, man? I'm gonna hear your thoughts.
Yeah, obviously Joe Burrow going down. You had to do something. You had to. You had all this shit leading up to the season. All this drama and all in the headlines, and can't get it right. And my thing with the defense side of it is the offense. You got all high power, but you can't stop nobody. So you always find yourself in these kind of games, man. These shootout type of games, close, come down to the last play, last possession, scenario. But going to the Joe Flacco, I think that they nailed that just because now it wasn't hard because he was available. But the fact that you had the presence of mind to be able to see that what he would bring to the offense and it would be a huge compliment to what we had offensively, passing game wise, not too much of a dynamic run team, but we did have some pretty good. That was a pretty good aspect of that game, but I think it had to be. But Joe Flacco brings experience, he brings knowledge of every team in the division. So that's in-depth knowledge, in-depth experience. So he understands that what we're dealing with AFC North football. He's lived it, breathed it, and he's won a Super Bowl coming out of that conference, out of that division. So saying all that to say, I used to call him Flicking Flacco because I thought he threw a really nice ball, and a lot of times it looked pretty effortless.
Yeah, that's a good name for him.
Yeah, most of the time the Ravens always had a receiver or receivers that go get the ball. So that was,
right.
He was always in a complimentary situation there with his style of play. So saying all that to say, I don't think Aaron, going to the Steelers real quick, I don't think that Aaron Rodgers, I don't think that they have a dynamic receiver that truly complements him. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers' style of play really complements the run game totally, where it seems like they're more of
facts.
It's running the ball, but that's the Steelers. Forget that. I think that the Bengals nailed it going to get Flacco. I think him coming in was a huge addition. It was a timely addition. And I think it was a seamless kind of transition for the existing team, the offense, to have him be able to come in. I don't think that there was a whole lot of adjusting that needed to be. And again, he's a professional, so him being able to come in and pick up on the offense, basically learn a whole new language, and being able to speak it fluently on that stage, prime time, and which Thursdays historically so far have been the shit games. And for it to be standalone game, and for it to be as close as it was great, man. A lot of people enjoyed it. I heard it called the Unk Bowl. Now, I think, I'm not saying Super Bowl. I'm not going to say that. I do think it still gives them opportunity to be in the playoffs and make a nice little run. And which, again, I'm just going back to the fan base. Because at this point, you had a fan base that you needed to
bring back to life.
Yeah, man. Because there's all this hype, all this drama. It just went away when that Joe Burrow went down.
Sure.
And that's, what do we do here? And I feel like you was on a point. If you didn't do something, you were literally heading right back to the '90s paper bags. Because the paper bags already had came out. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
they ain't playing that no more, man. So, yeah,
it was on that boy Brown ahead, bro.
Yeah, man. I think they did what they needed to do as an organization. Kudos to them, praise to them. You had a fan base to protect, and you needed to supply them with what they've been filling this whole thing up with, which is some kind of results or at least an opportunity, a chance. So that's all you can really ask for, man. So again, I think they did the right thing. And I like Flacco. I like his demeanor. I ain't gonna lie. I've always even asked the Raven. I like his demeanor because he doesn't seem like a easily rattled guy. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't for the Flacco pickup. I guess just because I was looking at what he was doing in Cleveland, but that was a kind of hard. You couldn't really judge him on that because who the fucking Cleveland have? They're a fucking shit show. They're more of a shit show than what the Bengals are as an organization at this point. So, like you said, man, kudos to the Bengals organization. I'm excited to see. Luckily, the Bengals will still be able to, before the Flacco signing, they were still able to, I mean, they had lost, 2 or 3 straight, but they still, by them getting them early wins in the season, they still was able to remain relevant in the division. So right now, man, it's looking good. If the Bengals can win the next 2 games going into the bye, they can go 5-4. If they can beat the Jets. If you don't mind, Demo, pull up the NBA schedule or NFL schedule. We can go into the picks here in a second. But if the Bengals can go into the bye 5-4, if they can beat the Jets and potentially beat the Bears, they got 2 back-to-back home games. They looking good, man. The AFC North is for the taking right now. Lamar's hurt, so the Ravens, they're not looking too good. Then I just don't trust Pittsburgh, bro. They don't wow me, bro. But don't get me wrong, I like Aaron Rodgers, what he's been bringing to the table, DK Metcalf pickup. And with their defense, man, don't get me wrong, Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay, those guys, nice to have, but the Bengals torched them. Like, they can't do nothing with Jalen Ramsey, can't do nothing with Jamar Chase or T. Higgins, bro. It's slow, bro. We'll see what happens moving forward. I guess we can get into the pick'ems. You got that queued up.
Can you see it?
Oh yeah, sure. So obviously, getting into the pick'ems, we had the Chargers and the Vikings. That was a fucking massacre. I expected more out of the Vikings. Carson Wentz is terrible. He needs to be benched immediately. I don't know. The fucking Vikings might be in the same boat as the Bengals. They might have to go get him a emergency option. But I think JJ McCarthy's coming back soon, hopefully, because I know fucking Justin Jefferson. God damn, I can't. This shit's crazy. But I had the Chargers initially. I don't. Did you think the Vikings was gonna do something, Demo?
I didn't think they was gonna win, but I
Okay.
do pull for the team because of the Ivan Pace Jr. kid on there.
Oh yeah. I think he's hurt though, because I didn't even see him. I was watching the game and I didn't see him out there. So
I heard him call his
I
name
could have been
last night.
tripping. Oh, they did. Okay. Maybe it
Yeah,
was a couple
but
series that I was watching.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah. 'Cause I know I didn't see him when I was watching. Bears and the Ravens. I'm a little torn. Because I think if Lamar Jackson plays, the Ravens rally at home behind Lamar and get the dub. But if Cooper Rush is thrown out there again, the Bears in a rout. So I'm a little bit 50-50 with that. I don't know if you got the same analysis that I got with that, or if you just think the Bears are a better team. What you think on that?
I think the Ravens are just not playing like Ravens like themselves.
Nah, for sure.
And Lamar being out. Now I did hear he's practicing. You know, whatever percentage chance it is for him to play, but they definitely need him to win. If he doesn't play, then it's Bears all day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still gonna go with the Bears, to be honest, even if he does play. Just because he's been out for a little bit, he needs to,
okay.
So I'm going with Bears.
Okay, yeah, because the Ravens defense is horrible. Getting down to the Bills, damn, I did skip one. I was going all the way down. I guess I can go across. The Dolphins and the Falcons, I'm going to take the Falcons. Dolphins disarray right now with their offense and what's going on. They need to fire Mike McDaniels ASAP. But yeah, I got the Falcons in that one, bro. Who you got?
I got the Falcons all day on that, man. Everything you said and then some.
Okay.
The team fell apart, man. Not a lot of locker room unity because of the David Tua comments here recently. Yep,
nah, you head on. Moving to the Jets and the Bengals. It's a lot of quarterback disarray right now, man. The Jets can't figure out what the fuck they want to do with Aaron Glenn. They calling for his job, first year head coach. They was calling for him to be a head coach. Now he in the head coach position. And I think the Jets just wasn't a good job for him ultimately. But I'm going with Who They Nation. I think the Bengals, they damn near, this is a must win for them. They can't feed off the momentum of beating the Steelers and then fucking blow, but it's classic Bengals shit. So who knows what they gonna do? But we'll see, man. Hoping the Bengals can still keep the momentum alive and have a good win against the Jets. Who you got?
No first-time head coach should go and coach any New York team, especially
exactly.
Jets is one of the worst football franchises in American history the last 20 plus years, man.
You're right.
Traditional ass, perennial ass every year. They go out there, it's just debacle after debacle. The best chance they had to win was with Rex Ryan, and he just had a circus thing going on, man. But like I said, nobody does well. It's hard to do well in New York City, right? Like,
facts.
You just get fed to the media. So Bengals all day, man.
No facts. Bills and the Panthers, we don't got to go too much into that. I got the Bills.
Me too.
Who you got? Bills. Okay. 49ers, Texans. I'm a little torn. 49ers been going crazy with Christian McCaffrey, man. Good. I think he's on his way to being comeback player of the year. I should have straight betted it on FanDuel. I put him in a parlay with some other award winners, but I like what the 49ers doing. But I'm going to take the Niners, bro. I wanted to go with my boy CJ Stroud, but they just in disarray right now on offense. They have no... As soon as CJ Stroud step off the bus, he got a defensive lineman in his face, bro. So I don't know what they doing with that offensive line. I don't know what they doing with that offensive line over there, man. So I'm going to go with the Niners, bro.
Damn. Yeah. I think it might be a nice opportunity for them to shake some funk off if they got a decent game plan. It is the 49ers, so the coach is fairly, I would say, extremely familiar with them. Obviously, they've changed up some things, got some new looks, but I'm going to say the Texans, man, the sun's going to shine on them on
Okay,
Sunday, man.
nice pick. Browns, Patriots. Don't got to explain too much. Shouts out to my boy Drake May. He been holding down. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots on that. Who you got?
Damn, I never thought I'd say I'm impressed with the Patriots play, man. But they've
No,
come,
absolutely.
they've come a long way, man, in a very short amount of time. And their quarterback looks very truthful, man. So,
Nah, facts.
and they got Stephon up there doing his thing, man. So he adds an interesting component to that team, man. So I'm going with the Patriots, man. I'd look for them to
Okay, cool.
kind of upset some people later on this year in the playoffs for dark horse.
Absolutely. This is an interesting game. The Giants and the Eagles. Obviously, Saquon went back to New York 2 or 3 weeks ago. Didn't go the way he expected it to go. So I think this is a good spot for the Eagles, man. Like a revenge game. I think they're gonna go heavy Saquon this game. I expect Saquon to have a bounce back game. And then the Eagles got back on track last week with a pass on the ball. Jalen Hurts looked hell of a lot better. So I'm gonna take the Eagles, man. I like what Jackson Dart and the boys is doing with Cam Scatterboo. So I like what the Giants got going moving forward, but I think they got lucky last game. I ain't gonna say they got lucky because they definitely deserve to win that game, but I think the Eagles gonna come out strong and put it on them this game. So we'll see. Eagles by a touchdown or more. I got them. I don't know what the spread is, but I got the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles. The Giants, they're still in the woods, man. They're still trending, trying to trend away from the Russell Wilson bad decision bringing him in, man. But they're still trying to trend away and still trying to really solidify themselves at the quarterback position, man. A young guy. I don't think that they have what it takes to beat the Eagles twice.
He beat him a couple weeks ago. I love what Jackson Dart's bringing to the table because that was his actual first game starting. But I think they was just riding that wave of the excitement of him being the first game starter. But he's done pretty good, so I ain't gonna sleep on Jackson Dart. I thought he was the best quarterback in the draft last year. I think by the Saints, and that's the next thing we're gonna go into. By the Saints not drafting him, they set their franchise back probably another 20 more years. So that's perfect segue. The Saints and the Buccaneers. I got the Bucks. I just don't like what the Saints are bringing to the table. Now they're playing at home, so we got Who They Nation here. They got Who Dat Nation. So it might come out strong, but the Bucks facing some injuries with Mike Evans being out for the season. But they got my boy Emeka Ibuka, man. Shouts out to him and Buckeye Nation. I think they're gonna be rolling this week, man. So give me the Buccaneers.
I got to go with the Buccaneers, man, just because, and you mentioned the Mike Evans thing, and that's hurtful for him because my boy can't stay healthy, but
at all.
Yeah, injury after injury, man, and that's Baker Mayfield been playing like lights out for the most part. Now they took a huge hit, lost in that last game, so I think they're gonna come out highly focused, highly motivated to make an absolute point, and the Saints offer them a great opportunity to do that. It's like feeding a baby to a shark or something, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Buccaneers.
Yep, Titans and the Colts, man. I don't want to go dive too much into it because we can run out of time a little bit. But the Colts, man, gotta put some respect on the Colts and Danny Dimes, bro. They probably been the biggest surprise in the NFL this year, man. They're actually the best team in the AFC. I didn't see this coming out. I know I ain't gonna speak for you, Demo, but I know you didn't see the Colts being the best team in the AFC at this point in the season, man. So, shouts out to the Colts and what they're doing on not only defensively. They've always had a solid defense, but offensively, bro, like Jonathan Taylor and Danny Dimes are bringing to the table, man. Shouts out to them. The Titans still trying to find their way. So we'll see what happens. But give me the Colts, man, in a blowout.
Yeah, man. I was at one point, man. I cheered pretty heavy for the Tennessee Titans, man. I had George and Steve McNair. I got a couple of them jerseys, man. I don't wear jerseys, but I do have part of them tucked away somewhere. But I got Steve McNair, man. So we're big fans of them. They have fallen far from their heyday, Super Bowl, which is 20 plus years ago at this point, man. They're not looking up. At any point, it doesn't seem like they've even put themselves in a position to in the next 2 years even turn that corner. But go ahead.
Nah, I was just gonna say the Titans kind of they're in a better position than most teams. Obviously, they fired. I don't know if you realize that they had fired their head coach last week, which was a former Bengal, Brian Schottenheimer, which was the offensive coordinator for the Bengals. I didn't think he deserved to be a head coach. Especially he wasn't even a play caller. He was just a coordinator. So I didn't think he deserved it, but whatever. The NFL, they don't surprise me with these hires. They hire anybody. Shit, they'll hire me and you, Demo. God damn it.
That I heard on that firing with him, Callahan, I believe his last name was. An interesting point was that
Callahan, my bad. Callahan, not Schottenheimer.
That the Titans went ahead and fired him before they had to play New England. New England was coming back. New England was coming to Tennessee, i.e. Mike Vrabel was coming back to the Titans Stadium to basically shellac the Titans and embarrass the coach that they fired Mike Vrabel for.
Yeah.
So they had to go ahead and get rid of him before that game because they didn't want
to crazy.
Add it to that terrible look.
Right.
But so I'm going Colts. Danny Dimes, he has surprised the heck out of everybody. The Colts, where they're at. Shout out to my boy SJ up there in Hamilton. He is crazy, diehard Colts man. He love them.
Okay, nice.
I know he beside himself right now talking Colts, big Colts mess, man. So I'm saying Colts. Cowboys, Broncos. Who you got?
Another surprise of the year, man. The Cowboys, man. You gotta give props where props is due. I'm not a huge Dak fan, but Dak has been going crazy, man. Him and his new baby. I call him NFL young boy, man. Jorge Pickens. George Pickens, man. George Pickens has really been a huge pickup for this offense, man. CD going down early in the season, man. They was able to keep them afloat. So shouts out to the Cowboys, man. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the Cowboys on this one. The Broncos had a historical comeback last week against the Giants with that 33-point comeback, man. That was crazy. I don't know if you've seen that game, but Bo Nix rallied them boys. Shouts out to Bo Nix. But I got the Cowboys on this one for sure.
Yeah, I'm going with the Cowboys just because they have been I guess playing at a pretty high level this year, man, and they're got a lot of team chemistry with what they're doing. Dak has been playing. He's getting some calls for some MVP. You know what I'm saying? Some MVP chances. And it's just picking up more and more. I don't know if it's hit between him and Baker Mayfield out there, but Dak has been playing lights out, man, and he's got a lot of criticism in the past, but I think you're seeing a more of a mature version, a seasoned veteran version of Dak versus some of that stuff that caught him some heavy scrutiny early on. And it's the Cowboys, man, so it's always going to be on the Cowboys. Broncos, I just don't think they're at that point yet. They needed that win for sure against the Giants and the way that they came back epic fashion. But saying that to say, I don't think they're built to win at the level that they're projected to be at this point with Sean Payton's as far as his tenure with them. So I'm saying Cowboys on that.
Okay. Packers and Steelers, which is an interesting game, Sunday night game. Do the Steelers bounce back? It's going to be interesting to see. I think this is a good spot for them to win and show that they can still be ahead of the AFC North. Because if they lose this game, bro, I think the Steelers going to be in trouble. So with that being said, I'm going to go with the Packers, man. I think that the Packers, they have too much for the Steelers. I think the Steelers aren't that good, bro. I really think they're how ESPN has these things are pretender, I think they're a pretender, bro. So I like the Packers. Good thing for the Steelers is a home game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers won, but I think that the Packers can get after Aaron Rodgers with Michael Parsons, and then they'll be able to run the ball as well. So we'll see what happens, man. But give me the Packers.
Yeah, I think that Aaron Rodgers would be the determining factor in that, because I think that the defense will be able to get after him. At the same time, as long as he's able to pass the ball, which I've talked about him not really having a significant receiver threat. I guess it's really all of them comes down for me on how they game plan against the Packers. I think the Packers are well-rounded team. I think they have more as far as across the board threats, and they got youth. Doing pretty good, and obviously they're doing pretty good with that defense now. Michael Parsons there, so he brings a spark and element. And it's gonna be big implications just because of the backstory. Aaron Rodgers, Packers, Steelers. Aaron Rodgers had some comments earlier this week talking about he will end his career with the Packers. So that kind of smooths in, and it's like.
And not to cut you off, I didn't understand. I was a little upset, bro. Why is it this game in Green Bay? Why is it in Pittsburgh? It would have been a better build up to the game if he would have had to go back to Green Bay. Obviously, I think the seasons come out maybe 2 years ahead. No, I ain't gonna say even 2 years. I don't think we knew Aaron Rodgers was gonna be on the Steelers, maybe, but it would have been better to see this game and him coming back to Green Bay with the Steelers, especially with it being on Sunday night. So that's on my
I
take
don't
on the
think
thing.
that they will allow him, the Packers, I don't think that they will allow him to play on that field again. I think it's
so it's over with, huh?
that's what I think.
We'll see, man.
Yep.
So you say you got the Packers?
I'm going with the Packers too. Yep.
Okay, cool. And again to the last game on the slate, you got the Commanders, as in the words of Gilly the Kid, the Bummanders, against the Chiefs. But the Commanders struggling right now, man. Jay Daniels can't stay healthy. He's out for this game. They going with Marcus Mariota. And then the Chiefs, bro, they starting to get that stride. They looking like they trying to get back Super Bowl bound and hoist another Lombardi. Rasheed Rice and Patrick Mahomes didn't miss a beat last week, bro. They went right back in the form, bro. So I'm taking the Chiefs in a blowout, bro. So give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, I hate to say it, man. It's interesting that they're in this position.
Yeah.
Everybody had them going into that trending down and being out of it and old. But it seems like like you just said, they're there. They're still there. They never, I guess they didn't rebuild. They just slightly retooled a little bit. But they're seems like they're coming into like mid-season form, if you will. And doing all the right things, man. So you can't deny their offense. Commanders, on the other hand, man, they are a disarray. Jaden Daniels is going into that era where I knew it was going to happen for him, where he starts to get hurt. Wow. There's a lot of running. He's not the biggest, burliest guy, man. It just takes a lot of damage, man. It's hard playing out there on that field. Guys are big, strong, physical. They run fast, they move fast, and it hurts when they hit you, man. Yeah, so and it's the Commanders, man. So they haven't totally come out of that disarray state that they've been in for just 25 plus years, you know what I'm saying, since Doug Williams, for real. But yeah, so I'm going with the Chiefs. As much as it hurts me to say that, I got to go with them.
Nah, and that pretty much wraps up the Pick'ems, man, and pretty much this episode, man. I was going to go into the Buckeyes, but we can discuss that on the next show. We got a bye this week, so we ain't really got too much going on, man. But shouts out to Julian Sand, man. He's been lights out. I'm just saying, that's my new slogan, man. But he been balling. Jeremiah Smith, the defense. We got the best defense in the nation. We the world famous Ohio State Buckeyes. So we'll talk heavy about them next week, because Halloween weekend, them Penn State boys come to town, and they ain't your Penn State boys we thought they was at the beginning of the season, but it's still gonna be a tough matchup, man. Shouts out to Buckeye Nation, man. We got to bye. We need to rest up, get healthy, and hit the ground running for try to get to this Big Ten title and another national championship run, because I got my boys back to back, baby. So we'll see, man. Shouts out to you, D-Mo. Appreciate you on the ones and twos, doing your thing. Pugilist Sports Bet, Pugilist Pop Radio, man. We in this thing against our odds, baby. We here for sure. You got anything else?
Nah, that's it, man. Appreciate you taking the moment, man. AAO,
yes, sir.
Man. It's here. We hitting it hard, and we're going to catch up with y'all on the flip next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro.
It's on, family.